Hi everybody, hi, my name is Pilisiwa Twenstra and I am coming back with another book. It's been a while, I am not disregarding that fact and I am so sorry for being away. I had to take care of self and now I'm back and I'm back with this gorgeous cover, this gorgeous book, and I'm hoping that I can be able to share what I've learned, what I've read, and what inspired me with this book. Anyway, this book is written, what, The Eyes of the Naked by Litha Hermanus. It's a brilliant novel. I'm not a person who gravitates to male protagonist. No, never. Especially in my writing, but also in my readings. I've never, I've never liked how the male kind of like is written, as if it's a superman or super a hero or something or some sort. I never gravitated to that. But this book here, guys, whoo, Lord Almighty, Lita really dived into taking time in exploring quite prominent themes that we face in life. Themes of death, themes of manhood, themes of uh, love, themes of identity, themes of culture, cultural themes. I mean, this book is full, it's full, and I am so happy that it's written by a male writer because we get to hear it's quite different. It's not soft, but it's also not hard. Um, it has a little bit of that, but also it's very vulnerable, which is what grabbed me the most in the book. That it is so, it is stained with fallibility and the idea that no one is perfect. We all make mistakes, and sometimes our choices kind of like stain us with, you know, repercussions that we are not planned to face in our lives. When you sit down, you don't plan for dangerous consequences, but they are there, and that's what makes life such an interesting thing to experience, right? And I find that with Nakedi, okay, now let me get to the book. So we follow a story of Nakedi. Nakedi is I think a former international cabin attendant, which is a link to the writer himself. He was a cabin attendant, so keep that in mind. And now he transports illegal things, drugs, and palemoon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but palemoon. Oh my goodness. And while he does that, he gets in trouble with the law. In the midst of everything else, that there's two people that die, that get killed, an African foreign national and a Japanese foreign national. They get shot. And what Nakedi does, he takes you know Nakedi Solomon flees to Mthatha, and taking his boy with him without the without his ex-wife's knowledge. And yeah, he goes to Eastern Cape, and there everything just it feels like Nakedi, you know try to bury his problems, his conflict, try to ignore what bothered him as a person. But when he was faced with trouble, he went back to Mthatha, and he was met with unfinished business with himself. He was confronted with himself, was confronted with these issues of being a man, or questioning issues that he had about his past. And we learned that Unagedi, he was molested by a woman named Sabine, who was older who was old enough to be his mother. And at the age of 15, Sabine um, molested Nakedi, and they had an affair. You know, oh my God, my heart just stopped a bit. You know, when a community, well, when Nagedi is staying in a rural area, but it's just a prominent thing in a black culture, that when a family is faced with a conflict, when the family is faced with a crisis, they they will do everything in their power to, bury that it doesn't come out, to embarrass or to shame the family itself. And that's what they did with Nagedi was molested, or was in had an affair with Sabine, and the family, you know they buried that. They didn't even realize that it was abuse. They just blamed him, Uluntuzana Unagedi, and they buried it. They pretended as if it's nothing. They never dealt with how it affected the boy, and he grew up with that. And he want to hold on to that part. And the another part is that he didn't go the traditional route, to the traditional Xhosa route, to be circumcised, to, the traditional manhood route. It's not my say, it's not my place. I don't know much about it. Even though I wrote a play that talks about that, my brain is no longer there. So forgive me when I butcher my knowledge about manhood and circumcision, but everything is here. Please get the book, you'll get what I mean. But he didn't go the traditional route. He went to a modern doctor to be circumcised. And kwaXhosa, that is not you're not considered to be a man if you go through that. And he was ridiculed. Many people question. They don't even question. They stamp it on him. So he stayed with that. So he believed, he sort of, some way, consciously and unconsciously, it lived in him that he is not a man. He is not a man. And he had problems with his father, as well. He doesn't know his father, he doesn't know his mom. So shame on Nagedi. He's, and we meet him as an older man, which is quite interesting, because we don't get to know with the problems men face. They put this front to which you get a grand, and then you realize, actually no, they have issues, tons of issues, that they, at the end of the day, these issues kind of like, stain us. Hence they end up beating us. They don't get me, don't, the thing is, with this book, it's about brokenness, it's about pain, it's about man with problems, man with issues. It's about men who don't understand what being a man is. And this book sort of has, it makes you think of that, it makes you question that. And I'm really excited for young boys to read this book, because it speaks to them directly. I'm excited, and it's written by a man who knows, who knows this world, And shame, man, he finds hope at the end of the day. He meets Utatu Velelo, and he is like, guys, I even written, there's so much truth in this book, there's so much power, there's so much knowledge in this book, that I cannot wait for you guys to get it and read. And it's, oh guys, I've always had a thing with South African novelists. When they write stories, they tend to lean more on the being politically correct. And this man, Baba or Mama, or whoever you are watching this is so much balanced. It is the balance is so clear, and I love it, and it is enjoyable. The moments where you feel drawn in, and it's not about an Nagedi pair. It's also about the ex-wife, what he experienced. He goes to the township, and they abduct her, they kidnap her. And it's quite clever. It's such an imaginable. The imagination of Litha is incredible, because he came up with this. Of course, I could connect it to what's happening today politically, and all these new parties that come up, and they think they're coming up with a new revolution, but they have their own agendas. And I realized that, wow, this book carries so much weight, in that it speaks to speaks to everyone, but mostly to young men who are questioning, young men who are questioning their identity, their sexuality. Listen, if you are tired of hearing great voices of women talking about what a man is, then get this book. Get this book. I know I'm not giving you a lot of plot. I'm not giving you the but character arc. I'm not giving you I'm not giving you much about it. But the thing is, the book is well written. It has a great character arc for both Nakedi's journey and for Kili, who is a journalist, gets abducted by an African comrade. I don't know if it's a comrade or it's a revolutionist. I have no idea. But yeah, she gets kidnapped and oh Lord, things happen and she finds out. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a lot of twists and turns in this book as well. There's a lot of links. Oh, it's just well, it somehow, if you have watched it, what I'm trying to say with the twists and turns, you know how Shonda Rhimes write his her series, you know, like how to get away with murder. Those intertwined scenes and characters, it's all in here. And it's brilliantly done. Yo, Litha, listen, if you're ever in Durban and you're coming to Time of the Writer or the Durban Arts Literature Festival, listen, you better say you want to be interviewed by Upilisiwe. You just say, no, there's a girl in Durban and her name is Pilisiwe. You wanted to interview. Because listen, I have so much questions and I have so much respect for you. Thank you so much for doing this, for writing this story. And listen, yes, my only critique, I feel it's not even a critique, but it's just a cliffhanger kind of thought. I feel that Kili's story, it's not done. I feel it's unfinished, not complete. Yes, Ulontuzana, he has a long journey to go to, and there's no answer yet. He has some soul searching, some truth to happen, thanks to that Velelo and Leontine, I think. They did that. They allowed him to go through introspection, yes, and to realize to question who he is and what it means to be a man. It's not a cut only to be a man. It's a lot of things. It's taking responsibilities to be a father, especially if you have kids. Yo, it's unan. Yo, I diabulela course. Oguti Litha wrote this beautiful gift. Thank you. I love it. And I can't believe for the first time ever a male South African male author has made me feel this way. Thank you. Bye.